Ooh, what's up, everybody? My name is OMG, WTF, LOL, TEW, BRB. Welcome back to more WWE versus TEW, the weekly series. Not really. Where we take the events and shows that the WWE books, run them in the game to see just how well WWE does against Total Extreme Wrestling, or if TEW will be the company that brings the WWE down to its knees. Today, we are booking the August 21st. Yeah, I think we're that far behind. We're still in August right now. It's either the 21st or the 28th, but I'm pretty sure it's the 21st because I think I'm still a little bit behind. I don't think I'm. Let's just say that is getting to the point where I've got to do some binge watching here in a moment. It was Labor Day weekend here in America. If you don't know what Labor Day is, it's a holiday, I guess, where you celebrate people who work by working mostly. At least that's how it felt for me. But I got paid extra, so I guess that's cool. Very busy holiday, especially here and where I live, because the weekends here alone are always busy because people are always coming up for camping. But the fact that it's Labor Day weekend, everybody was here for camping, so yeah. But it's been busy. I've been trying to adjust my schedule here, but yeah, I've got 3 days coming up. Should be able to get a lot of these videos up here, so hopefully, I'm not gonna say we're catching up, but hopefully we'll be a little closer than what we are now, because good God, we're a bit behind. Nonetheless, main event of the night is for the Smackdown Tag Team titles, a rematch from SummerSlam. So, yeah, I think it was like the 21st or something. New Day will battle the Bludgeon Brothers. What do you mean booking not yet complete? Oh, we still got to book 29 more minutes. Oh well, looks like we get a bit of a special treat right now because your boy here forgot to book our episode of John Cena and Friends. So previously on John Cena and Friends, what the hell did we do? I don't even remember really what we did. I know John Cena and John Bradshaw Layfield were about to battle each other over whether or not Vince McMahon was allowed to bulldoze something. Hulk Hogan was there, as was... Who the hell else was there? Was it Bret Hart? I don't think it was Bret Hart. I think it was Shawn Michaels, maybe? No, I don't think we had Michaels at the time. Hogan was there and somebody else. I just can't remember who the hell it was. But, we'll just say... Was it Stone Cold? It might have been Stone Cold. Because I think I was trying to do the whole face and face thing. But I don't think Stone Cold's a good fit. Maybe it was Sting. In fact, I like Sting, so if it wasn't Sting, we're doing a recasting. Hogan and Sting stepped up to battle, but Edge, and unfortunately I would like it to be Christian, but Christian is a road agent. So Edge and Christian were in there, and I think now I'm remembering that Jericho was there. And so... we got Cena and JBL. They're officially battling over the rights. Hogan and Sting, I think they were... You know what? It was Shawn Michaels. Because, if I remember correctly, Shawn Michaels was doing a super kick. Hogan was doing a... What am I fucking talking about right now? Hogan was doing a big boot to stop the bulldozer from Edge. And Vince McMahon, of course, you know, is cheering on JBL, his good friend, as he made the deal. Jericho comes in here now. And, maybe not Jericho? Maybe. I'm very particular about my John Cena and Friends segments. I just don't think Jericho fits. That's my problem here. So instead of Jericho... You know what? Let's do Jericho. here I am going back and forth. Jericho comes in. He tries to help out JBL. But who comes to John Cena's aid? No one else but Goldberg. And Goldberg comes in. He takes out Jericho. JBL gets hit, caught off guard with a or not an FU, but that's what it was called, an attitude adjustment. And John Cena and friends save the kids' museum or something. There we go. How many more minutes do we need to book for this? 29 minutes? Ooh. You know what? We're going to give it the 30. John Cena and friends, they need 30. Excuse me. No color commentators. We don't need them. Do we have Mean Gene Okerlund? We don't. Do we? No, we don't. So, maybe if we do this. No, we don't. So, no. None. I was going to say, if Mean Gene's on there, he could be the announcer, kind of like, oh, you know what? Everyone off script. Go for it. He could have been the announcer, like, last week on John Cena and Friends. Something like that. Boom. All right. John Cena and Friends. What? I didn't book a storyline match, apparently. Ooh. John Cena and Friends is putting us over on our matches. I guess we'll up these up a little bit. You guys got, I guess, getting a little bit of a inside look on this WWE versus TEW series. There you go. That fixed that. I normally don't do that for WWE. If it's over or under, that's their own fault. But if it's like me trying to fill in time, which I guess really shouldn't be, but I give them the benefit of the doubt there. We need a storytelling match, though, so why not make that the tag title match anyway? I'm honestly probably doing this more to get rid of time, just to fill in time as well. I could have swore I did one. But anyway, let's just go in and do this. We've already wasted I don't know how many minutes doing all this crazy stuff. Opening segment of the night. Freaking glare from the sun is right on the number. 75 B- rating as we open up with the Miz and Maurice, who are out here to they're pretty much bragging about Miz beating Daniel Bryan at SummerSlam. If I can be honest with you guys, this is one of those episodes. It's been a while. I don't really remember everything that happened, but they were bragging. Bryan came out and eventually confronted them, and Brie eventually came out and she slapped the Miz across the face, and it was confirmed that at our next pay-per-view, Hell in a Cell, the Miz and Maurice will take on Daniel Bryan and Brie Bella. It's going to be a mixed tag team match. So there you go. Miz claims to have retired Bryan, and Bryan comes out to announce the match. So pretty much what I was saying. Got it to show off to a strong start. Crowd was hot. Miz was good. Maurice underperformed. Brie Bella performed poorly. Thanks a lot, Brie. Maurice is improving her acting and her performance skills, though, so Maurice making the best of the night. 56 C- rating as we hype up what's to come here on SmackDown. AJ Styles will have an exclusive interview. Becky Lynch will explain why she turned on Charlotte Flair. And tonight, a no disqualification match for the Tag Team Championships, as it'll be the New Day taking on the Bludgeon Brothers in a rematch from SummerSlam. Because, of course, that had a little bit of a controversial ending there. 72 B- rating, as coming up next, shock to everybody, especially myself, Randy Orton will take on Jeff Hardy. They've been feuding back and forth for a little while here, but we're going to get some in-ring action between them on free television here. Randy Orton off-screen. Jeff Hardy purposely left on-screen here, though, because he does one of those weird things where he kind of like growls and almost bites the camera or something like that. Come on. Oh, I was going to say, whatever, I guess not. There we go. 71 B- rating there as Miz goes backstage and he confronts Paige about what just happened and the whole tag team, the mixed tag team match at, I almost said SummerSlam, but at Hell in a Cell. Paige isn't having any of it, and the match is still on pretty much. 73 B- as we get a recap of Randy Orton's beatdowns on Jeff Hardy from the past couple of weeks. Excuse me. And then finally, opening match of the night, 69, not a solid. Why do I want to keep saying solid? 69 C+ rating. You would think that would get better. That can be completely honest. I mean, two main event guys like Jeff Hardy and Randy Orton, you would think it would at least get a B-. That's pretty bad. I mean, it did end by disqualification, but still, that I got to turn the dirt sheet on so I can actually further look at these things. But nonetheless, in a good matchup here, Randy Orton goes over Jeff Hardy in 6 minutes 4 seconds when Jeff Hardy intentionally got himself disqualified after getting some much needed revenge, I guess, on Randy Orton. After all the beatdowns that Orton has given Jeff, he gives, hits him back with his own pretty much. So there you have that. Jeff Hardy was really off his game. That probably didn't help too much. It did get the crowd hotter though. Jeff Hardy with an in-ring performance of a 63. Randy Orton with an 84, and it continued along the U.S. title feud, which will most likely have to change the name of that, considering Nakamura will most likely move on to something else here. At least I would hope. Randy Orton improving in his performance. Good for him. 73 B- here. Jeff Hardy, or I don't know what the hell I try to type in there. Jeff Hardy beats down on Randy Orton and then hits the Swanton Bomb onto Randy Orton through the table. So you get a long beatdown here. Jeff Hardy just letting out weeks of frustration out on Randy Orton. They brawl into the crowd, and eventually Jeff Hardy, setting up Randy Orton onto one of the table, hits the Swanton Bomb, and looking strong here tonight. Jeff Hardy getting better at his gimmick as well. All in all, good stuff. No worker improvements, though. 85 B+ rating for John Cena and friends. I don't have to recap it because you guys saw us book it in, so good stuff. Good episode. What do we got here? JBL, masterful job improvising. Vince McMahon struggled. That's unfortunate for him. Hulk Hogan did good, though. Shawn Michaels, masterful job. Jericho debuting his egomaniac gimmick here tonight. Of course, he was off last, on Monday because reasons. Above average there. Superb. Goldberg got a, badass gimmick. Average on that. He was good. Only person that struggled was Vince. Come on, Vince. Come on, me. 43 solid D rating here as we hype up the no disqualification tag team title match. Still to come later tonight. And then Becky Lynch's explanation as well. And then coming up, still to come, Peyton Royce of the Iconics will take on Naomi. All still to come here. 72 B- rating as we get a recap of Jeff Hardy's beatdown on Randy Orton through the crowd and then through a table. 65 solid C rating here as Renee Young is backstage with the Bar, and the Bar just wants to let the New Day and the Bludgeon Brothers know that it doesn't matter who wins because they're coming for the tag team titles next. But the Good Brothers, Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows, take exception to that because they do a little bit of a skit of their own where they kind of what did they do? I think they acted like they were the the interviewee, like the person like what Renee Young would be, but yeah, they're doing their own skit, pretty much saying how they should be the ones to challenge for him, and it's pretty much leading up to a match for next week. We're gonna have some poor turns here because, unfortunately, well, maybe not the gimmicks, but the turns of Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows most likely, because it's gonna go over bad. Because since this is a restart of the series and we are still being too soon in turns, but we got to be up to date with WWE. That is the whole gimmick of this series. Above average for Cesaro's cocky brute gimmick. All right, here we go. Bad turn coming up. Complete disaster. Carl Anderson is going to have a big paycheck coming his way. 40 D- rating as before the match. Billy Kay and Peyton Royce, of course, doing their whole bit where they kind of impersonate certain people. And this time it was Naomi. And it ends off, of course, by calling her, or stating, I should say, that she isn't iconic. We got a gimmick change here for Billy Kay, who's awful on her old school heel, so this can really only at least be awful as well. But we're going to go ahead and do the impressionist gimmick because that is what she's doing, and she got a below average. It's better than awful. It's not as good as the other series, though, I won't lie. 46 solid D rating here. In a terrible matchup, Peyton Royce goes over Naomi in 4 minutes 26 seconds with the leg sweep DDT. after a little bit of interference from Billie Kay. I believe this might be Peyton's first victory on the main roster. I could be wrong, but I believe it might be. Billie Kay doing some good work ringside, and hey, look at this. Instead of having negative chemistry, they have great chemistry. Now, I don't remember if it was for tag teams or manager, whether or not they had negative chemistry, but I do know the Iconics were affected by that. But this time they have great chemistry. I didn't put that in there, so it is probably completely random. Nonetheless, gave the match a boost. Billie Kay not suited to her gimmick. Not entirely sure why. I mean, I didn't see that pop up, and it worked in the last save, so... Huh. Naomi with an in-ring performance of a 42. Peyton Royce not far behind with a 41, so... Despite their in-ring performance, they actually had a pretty good matchup. Not bad, guys. Or should I say girls? My bad. My bad, ladies. 69 C+ rating, as apparently Big E's ribs aren't feeling good here as the... Or good, what am I, 5? His ribs are injured or what so after the match at the pay-per-view. Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods come in and check on him. They ask him how the ribs are. Big E, of course, starts eating ribs. Normal New Day stuff here. The one thing that kind of caught me off guard here is Big E just kind of seemed either uninterested or maybe kind of hinting at a heel turn. I don't want to say it as a certainty, but just something weird about Big E in this angle. Like, it just seemed off with him. I'm not going to lie. Made me start thinking, like, is Big E kind of getting tired of the New Day or something? And maybe his ribs are hurting. Is that what his whole joke here? I don't know. He didn't even join them by ringside as well, I believe, so... 58 C- rating as we get a recap of the SmackDown Women's Championship match from SummerSlam, of course featuring Charlotte, the new Women's Champion, Becky Lynch, and Carmella. 46 solid D rating as Becky Lynch is next with her explanation. And 68 C+ rating as Becky Lynch goes out to explain herself. Now, if I can just remember what exactly she said... pretty much from what I can remember is that Charlotte pretty much has handed everything, and how Becky has clawed her way up there just for Charlotte to pretty much take advantage of her and to pin her or something like that. I could be quoting it wrong. Like I said, it has been a little while here, and I'm not paying 100% attention a lot of these. A lot of the times I'm more timing the segments and not really paying attention to them. So... that's kind of a downfall of the series, or I guess the series. But nonetheless, Charlotte does eventually come out. Speaking of Charlotte, why was she off screen? I guess in the great words of R-Truth, that's my bad, guys. My bad. My bad. Nonetheless, Becky Lynch pretty much, she feels that she deserved and she should be the SmackDown Women's Champion. Charlotte Flair comes out. She's, heartbroken over the fact. She doesn't say anything. She just holds up the championship and pretty much says to her, not on with a microphone at least, saying to Becky Lynch that you did all that for this, pretty much, for just a title. They brawl for a little while there until Paige comes out and she brings with a bunch of other... sorry, I'm tired, guys. Some of the other divas, they're not called divas anymore, though, so women's wrestlers, or whatever you want to call them, women, I guess, in general. They come out, and they separate them all, so Naomi, Mandy Rose, Sonya Deville, Lana, stuff like that. Selena Vega was down there as well, but I didn't want to continue along the Rusev storyline, so... Paige is looking very stale. At first I thought that said Paige is looking very pale. Well, what the hell do I do about that? Change her gimmick? I guess we'll write that down. Usually I get a thing that says Paige's gimmick is looking stale. Not Paige is looking stale. But I guess that's what we would do. Nonetheless, it does gain heat for the feud. We can go ahead and change some of these gimmicks because it doesn't matter. They should have been changed in the last series. I guess the one gimmick. Sonya Deville improving in acting. I guess that's good. 47 solid D rating as I believe this is one of those segments that airs in between the match or as it's about to happen. But a quick little promo here from Selena Vega and Andrade Cien Almas who talk about how it's not about Rusev Day, it's all about Andrade. Nice little play on words there. And then we get a rematch from SummerSlam, our first of two rematches here tonight. Mixed tag team match from the pre-show, solid 60 C rating here. Andrade, Cien Almas, and Selena Vega taking on Rusev Day, Rusev and Lana. In a poor matchup, Rusev and Lana get the victory. They go over Andrade and Selena in 8 minutes 11 seconds when Rusev beats Andrade with the jumping side kick, the Machka kick, after a distraction from Aiden English. So Andrade trying to cheat his way to win. I believe referee was distracted by Vega and Lana. Could be wrong there, but I believe so. Nonetheless, Andrade trying to, slip in and cheat his way to the win, but Aiden's not having it. He prevents it from happening, and that distracted Andrade long enough to get hit with the Machka kick, and there you have it. Rusev Day picking up the victory, and things might be looking up for Aiden English, as he got the thumbs up from both Rusev and Lana. Selena Vega, unfortunately, seemed really off her game here tonight. That's unfortunate. Aiden English not suited to his gimmick, but we'll most likely change that when he eventually, if he ever eventually turns face. I kind of feel like I should turn them face, because now that they're feuding an actual heel team, it feels like Rusev Day is kind of like officially a face team. But I don't know. There's never been an official turn yet, so. Selena Vega with an in-ring performance of a 38. Surprisingly, not the worst of the night, or the worst of the match. Andrade with an in-ring performance of a 69. He had the best of the match. Lana with a 35, the worst. Rusev with a 62. And not yet. One thing's for certain, Aiden English is a face turn. If he ever does go face, will go good. Or go over, I should say. 65, solid C rating, as we get a quick little promo here from Shinsuke Nakamura. The only really interesting factor there is he said it is now time. I know Nakamura can speak some, pretty good English. Like, I've heard him in interviews and all that, so I'm not sure if he's just playing the bits here, but I could barely understand him in here. But I did like the part, where he mentions, it is now, no longer United States of America, it's the United States of Nakamerica or whatever. But he cut the little promo just kind of reminding us that I'm the United States champion, don't forget about me. No disqualification match for the tag titles hype. AJ Styles interview hype. Good stuff all around. 31 E+ rating as the 205 Live main event is hype as Lince Dorado and Gran Metalik along. I guess Kalisto too. I don't know. Maybe I just featured all the Lucha House Party. They will take on Buddy Murphy and Tony Nese, and I believe a Tornado tag team match. I'm remembering correctly here. 74 B- rating as we get a recap of the WWE Championship match from SummerSlam. Of course, when AJ Styles freaked out on Samoa Joe when he told his wife that he'll be the new daddy. 63 solid C rating as Renee Young interviews AJ Styles about what happened. But it didn't go on for long because Joe interrupted quick and took out Styles with the Coquino Clutch. So there you have that. AJ Styles looking good. It did lose heat for the feud, which is unfortunate. But Renee Young making the most of her appearance here, improving in acting and performance. Good for you, Renee. You go, girl. 64 solid C rating here as we get a recap of the announcement of the mixed tag team match that will take place at a Hell in a Cell. Daniel Bryan and his wife, Brie Bella, takes on The Miz and his wife, Maryse. So adding a little bit of a new element to the Miz and Bryan feud there. 55 C- rating as the New Day versus the Bludgeon Brothers is hyped once again. No disqualification for the tag team titles. 57 C- rating as Carmella demands she get her rematch next week. R-Truth, he ain't having that though. He wants his match against Carmella because apparently he believes that all you got to do is pin Carmella to get title matches around here. Paige explains that that's not how it goes. But Carmella is going to get her rematch next week against Charlotte Flair for the SmackDown Women's Championship. R-Truth is not getting anything. And then finally, it is main event time. 67 C+ rating. This is not a good show. 67 C+ rating and a decent matchup here. The New Day, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, get the victory. They go over the Bludgeon Brothers. 14 minutes, 31 seconds later. Of course, we did bump that up a little bit, as you guys saw, to help WWE out a little bit here tonight. But 14 minutes, 31 seconds later, Kofi Kingston goes over Harper with the diving stomp / backbreaker combo. I'm not sure if that's how they actually won the match, but I'm having a little bit of a blank. But this was actually a really enjoyable match. It was no disqualification, so we got to see some nice spots. It's unfortunate that I am recording this a little ways past since I actually watched SmackDown that I can't really remember exactly what we saw, but it was it was Kofi and Woods, and they become the SmackDown Tag Team Champions. The New Day, I believe, are now 5-time Tag Team Champions in the WWE, but that doesn't kind of reflect it in the game, unfortunately, because I don't believe there's a way to book in 3 people as a tag team. There isn't a freebird rule in here, from what I recall. If there is, I'll change it. But to my knowledge, there is nothing like that in this game. So hopefully, going forward, Big E doesn't really defend the titles as often, because going forward, it's gonna have to be Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, because, well, they're the 2 that won the titles. So new tag team champions tonight, new champions on an episode of SmackDown. The New Day. I think it's 5-time, but they become champions. And from what I've heard, Eric Rowan is injured, or might be injured, so makes sense why they would have them drop the titles. Xavier Woods with a 53 in-ring performance. Looks like he was the weakest. Kofi Kingston with a 63. Looks like he was the strongest. Rowan with a 55. And Harper just 1 point below Kofi Kingston with a 62. Harper is improving in his performance, so all in all, good stuff. But, yeah, this is not going to be a good show. I can already tell you that much. 76 B- rating here. Better than what I thought it was. I honestly thought we might have gotten a C+ rating, because we really didn't have a lot of good stuff on this show at all. Everything was at least a B-, so I guess I can see it. 76 B-, losing us popularity in 18 regions. Whew. USA Network is not going to be happy about that one. In fact, we can go ahead and check that before we end this episode off, just to see what we got here, because we might have some opinions, which we do. Surprisingly, I didn't get any notification from US Network, so I don't know. Christian Cage says Andrade is going to be a star, and Jericho says Aiden English talks well. So positive stuff at the end of the video here. Good stuff. I'm going to end it off here. Normally I would do my outro here, but I am tired, and obviously I'm butchering everything else, so yeah, I'm just going to say, hope you guys have enjoyed. Comment, like, subscribe, and my name's OMG, WTF, LOL to WBRB, and I will see you guys for 205 Live and NXT, which I will try to get up as soon as I can. But before we move on to those, it is time for Heat, baby. I'll see you guys then.